Hey everybody, Brad here, and I wanted to give an update on our Subatomic Design Tokens course because we hit a really big and important milestone. Last week, we released our sample design token architecture in both Figma and in code to all of the people that have pre-ordered the course so far. I'm super excited about this because this is what we've seen so many different teams struggle with and is why we created this course in the first place. And this architecture that we just released is the distillation of our years of work putting this stuff to work for brands like Caterpillar and NASDAQ and Cigna and Dotdash Meredith and a whole bunch of other ones as well. So what we've done is we've distilled this into a demo design token architecture for the hottest new ice cream company sweeping the planet called Frosted Tokens. We've been collaborating with the amazing designer and educator Molly Helmuth, who runs the UI Prep design education resource. And she has a really fantastic design related newsletter that she sends out every Friday. In addition to just being an awesome person, she helped us bring this whole thing to life and helped us create a demonstration for this fictitious ice cream company. So what we want to do is we just want to walk you through what we've created and what you could expect if you sign up for our course. So what we produced is 3 sample product pages for Frosted Tokens. We have more of a homepage marketing type experience. We have a more transactional user-facing page like a checkout flow. And we have what we'd like to call our capital E enterprise back office application, right? That shows a bunch of data tables and dashboards and all of that stuff. And so with these 3 screens, we have created a number of different themes that we could switch between. And why we're excited about this is that we have fun flavors like strawberry, right? Which gives it a fun and a funky theme here. And then we could switch over to a chocolate theme to give it a richer flavor. And then, of course, we could go even darker and deeper with this with our dark chocolate theme. So what you could see is we have our design token architecture powering these different product screens. We're able to switch between them, and we're able to have all of this stuff wired up to the Figma variables that create and power this token system. And in conjunction with this Figma architecture in these sample pages, we've created the exact same thing in code inside of Storybook. And so you can see we have our same pages with these living, breathing, more interactive experiences that you get in the browser. Here's our dog Bootsy. So we got him in there as well. But we're also able to demonstrate. Here's our checkout page. You can see things like position sticky in action and all of the more interactive bits that come with a real product experience rather than just a comp. And then we also have our dashboard page as well, right? And what we can do is the same exact magic trick that we're doing in Figma, where we're switching between the chocolate and the strawberry and the dark chocolate themes in order to show the outcome as well, right? So we have these real product experiences wired up to our actual token architecture. We have this encoded as JSON files, and we're using Style Dictionary to convert these into CSS custom properties, which allow us to switch between the themes like this. So we have all of this stuff documented inside of Storybook as well as inside of Figma that I can quickly show you. We're super excited that we have this stuff documented so thoroughly because this is the stuff that tends to get neglected during a client project where we're racing to actually complete the token architecture and get this thing actually out the door. This kind of internal facing stuff, documenting the color and the typography and all of the other token categories. Like, this is hard work to get this in here and get it accurately represented. So we're really excited to give these assets to the people who sign up for our course so that they could focus more on populating the design token system and getting their architecture off the ground rather than having to futz with all of this kind of internal documentation. In addition to this documentation, we also have some other kind of fun things like some real at a glance type things that are all wired up to the system. So we have things like a simple button switcher that we're able to drag our button component across the different themes. This is really helpful at selling this stuff through to your bosses or any skeptical colleagues or people that just don't understand what exactly a design token system is doing. And we have a more robust version of that with all of the internal components that we're using to create our pilot projects. So you could see this real visceral reaction, which is not just good for a storytelling perspective or a convincing perspective, but also from a testing perspective as well, to be able to quickly see everything at a glance and see what falls down, if anything. As we cover in detail in our course, responsive typography is one of the hardest concepts architecturally and conceptually to get right. And so we've created a playground environment for that so we can help people visualize and test this stuff as well. So we have all of these cool tools, and we'll probably be adding more along the way. But this is the demo project that really can help serve as a boilerplate to get a solid token architecture out the door. This is robust. It's not meant to be a drop-in enterprise grade replacement. You still have to do the work of populating your design token system, tweaking things to your liking, adopting what works well for your team, stripping away or removing anything that doesn't work for your team. So this is what we're doing with these assets, is we're trying to save teams time, money, and agony, and frustration, and tedium, and arguments, and all of that stuff, so that you can actually focus on building your design token system rather than having to mess around with and feel around in the dark and stand all of this up on your own. And of course, you can use this architecture as a starting point, but you could also just use it as a reference or as a teaching aid or any other thing. Take what you want, leave the rest behind. It's all good. So these assets aren't just standing on their own, though. They're actually an accompaniment to the very, very detailed instructions for how to go about designing and building a design token architecture in both Figma and Code. Chapter 4 alone ended up being over 2 hours long because we are detailing how to build this from the ground up and how we've designed the courses to be as cross-disciplinary as humanly possible. So the way that we're doing this is quite literally going back to back. We're showing how to do this in Figma and how to do this in Code. I'll give you a quick sample of the video course in order to give you the spirit of what we're doing in this very in the weeds example in chapter 4. We're now going to take our tier 1 values and apply them to our tier 2 semantic tokens. So the way that we do that in Figma is to come into the top left, and we are going to create a new collection and call that tier 2. And then from there, we could create a new color variable called color/content/brand, and we will alias that to our color brand pink value that we defined earlier. So that's it in Figma. And then the next video lesson will be from Ian, who's playing the role of developer, showing how to do it in Code.
Now that we've created our tier 2 color token in Figma, let's do the same within Code. So what we're going to do here is we're going to duplicate our tier 1 definitions folder, and we'll call that tier 2 usage. So instead of our color brand pink value here, we're going to remove that, and we're going to match the conventions that were used in Figma. So we have color content brand, and we'll set that value to color brand pink, just like Figma, but in a different syntax here. So if we build that, you can see that our new tier 2 color token has been added to the list of our CSS custom properties.
So those are just a few in the weeds examples of our videos, but there's also lots and lots of other content around core concepts and process and naming and architecture and how to apply this and how designers and developers should be working together. And we also dig way into the weeds on how tooling can help with synchronization and automation in between design and code. And we're also showing how you could apply a token system to not just Storybook and CSS, but also to things like iOS. So We are really being as holistic and comprehensive as humanly possible. We're showing the assets, we're showing the process, we're showing the techniques, but we're also demonstrating the core concepts and we're showing how to unlock all of the things that can be unlocked with a solid design token system. So we're super excited about this milestone. Now that we have this stuff released to the people who pre order, we have bumped up the price by $100. The good news is that there's still time left to save $150 off of the final price of the course. So we're entering the home stretch. We're going to be talking about publishing a token system, adopting a design token system, all of the process for managing and governing and building and extending a design token system. And then finally, we're going to be talking about all of the advanced concepts around a design token system, things like supporting dark mode and redesigns and talking about AI and all of that good stuff. So we hope that you find this course valuable. If you're interested or have any questions that we can help you answer, we're happy to do so. Don't hesitate to reach out. But yeah, we hope that you consider getting our course because we put a lot into it, and all of the people who have signed up so far have had nice things to say and they found it valuable. And we think that you'll find it valuable too. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Take good care.